In today's video, we'll be talking about McGregor's uncertain return in 2023. Ex-UFC star Mike Perry slams veteran fighters as he serves as a backup for Logan Paul versus Dillion Danis, and 5 fights we need to see after UFC 292. Former UFC lightweight contender Platinum Mike Perry challenges Jake Paul, Darren Till, and Robbie Lawler to step into the ring for Bare Knuckle FC matches. Prior to this, Perry had also explicitly challenged UFC Hall of Famer Robbie Lawler through a separate tweet. Darren Till responded to Perry's proposition with an animated GIF, indicating his apparent agreement with the concept. Conversely, public sentiment towards Paul's participation was largely skeptical, with many believing it unlikely to materialize. Taking things a step further, Till proposed through a tweet, "I believe that either by the conclusion of this year or the commencement of the next, you and I should genuinely settle this inside the ring." A potential Perry vs. Till match within the realm of BKFC holds significant appeal, given Perry's notable accomplishments within the promotion, and Till's current status as a free agent. While the two have engaged in minor verbal exchanges previously, enthusiasts and analysts alike have consistently envisioned this confrontation as an exceptional clash between two of combat sport's most captivating personalities. Also in the world of boxing, Mike Perry has been scheduled to be the backup for the upcoming boxing match between Logan Paul and Dillion Danis on October 14, 2023. The match is slated to occur at a weight of 195 pounds, encompassing 6 rounds, each lasting 3 minutes. The attendance of Danis has been met with uncertainty, prompting the selection of Perry as a standby option for the fight. After securing a submission victory against Max Humphrey during a Bellator contest in June 2019, Danis has refrained from engaging in combat sports. Mike Perry, recognized as a professional mixed martial artist and bare knuckle boxer, is presently active in the middleweight category within the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. During the press conference on August 22, Mike Perry said, "Hey, I'm a real fighter. This is what I do. This is how I feed my family. These boys have been getting money other ways. They wanted some respect in this game, so they called me here. If Dillion doesn't show up, I'm ready to fight." And everybody knows, when you get Mike Perry on a card, you get the fight that you're asking for. Since leaving the UFC, Perry has excelled for BKFC, defeating Julian Lane, Michael Page, a former Bellator championship contender, and most recently, Luke Rockhold, the former middleweight champion of the UFC, by TKO in April 2023. Mike Perry also reassured the fans by saying, "I've been training. I stay fit. It's a lifestyle for me. Logan is a pretty big guy. These guys are a little heavier than where I usually fight. But as long as I'm in shape, I put the miles in, get some road work, lift some weights, and do my boxing rounds like I love, I'll be ready to show up if they need me." Conor McGregor has asserted that the possibility of a December fight is once again being considered, as he strives to lock in a specific date for his return to the UFC arena. Back in February, an announcement was made indicating McGregor's intention to face Michael Chandler sometime this year. However, critical details such as the exact date, venue, and weight class for the bout remained unconfirmed. While the two fighters took on coaching roles on the reality TV show The Ultimate Fighter this past summer, their own face-off seemed uncertain. Nonetheless, on Sunday, McGregor, aged 35, revealed that the fight wouldn't be happening in 2023 after all. Nevertheless, McGregor has since had a change of heart. In a message posted on August 22 through X, he tweeted, "December is back on the table. Ready in both stances." Around the same period, Michael Chandler, the American fighter, shared a video of his training on Instagram along with the caption "Day 1." The primary obstacle to a match between the 37-year-old Chandler and former champion McGregor has been the latter's exclusion from the United States Anti-Doping Agency's testing program. According to the requirements, fighters must fulfill the following conditions to compete: spend 6 months in the testing pool, produce 2 negative test results, and have 0 positive tests. Consequently, unless granted an exemption, McGregor won't be eligible to fight until February 2024. The UFC previously provided Brock Lesnar an exception, permitting him to bypass the standard 6-month testing period for his participation in UFC 200 back in 2016. However, this decision backfired as he was subsequently found to have violated anti-doping regulations. If a comparable exception were to be given to McGregor, it's probable that other fighters would view it unfavorably. McGregor's last fight dates back to July 2021 when he suffered a leg injury in a second consecutive loss to Dustin Poirier. Meanwhile, Chandler's most recent fight ended in a submission loss to Poirier in November 2022. Mike Bone from MMA Junkie highlighted that UFC president Dana White mentioned post-UFC 292 that there were no new developments regarding the schedule for McGregor's potential comeback, indicating a higher probability of it taking place early in 2024. McGregor did not mention anything about his situation with USADA. However, he earnestly appealed to Ari Emanuel, the CEO of Endeavor, and the Nevada Athletic Commission, to collaborate on finding a solution to enable his return this December. But at this point, we don't even know who to believe or what to think. So do you think we can see McGregor versus Chandler this December? Let us know your opinion in the comments section below. Here are 3 fights we need to see after UFC 292. Number 3, Alaine Sterling versus Brian Ortega. Leading up to UFC 292, Alaine Sterling expressed his intent to move on from the bantamweight division, regardless of the fight's outcome. Following his loss to O'Malley, he's reconsidering his featherweight plans due to concerns about facing larger opponents and potential knockout defeats. However, acknowledging Sterling's significant weight cuts, it's reasonable to expect his weariness with the process of slimming down to 135 pounds. So should Sterling proceed with his featherweight transition, his accomplished history as the former long-reigning bantamweight champion assures him of a matchup against a top 10 contender. A fitting candidate would be the third-ranked Brian Ortega, a skilled grappler capable of challenging Sterling. This simply means the pairing could be an enticing prospect for the matchmakers. Number 2, Ian Machado Gary versus Shavkat Rakhmonov. Ian Machado Gary showcased his dominance at UFC 292 against Neil Magny, though he couldn't finish him. Despite this, Gary left a lasting impact by delivering a punishing performance over 5 rounds. With this victory, his record improved to 13-0 overall, maintaining a flawless 6-0 record within the UFC. Gary's success has solidified his status as a rising star in the promotion, practically ensuring him a high-profile matchup for his next fight. Gary's preference leans towards a showdown with former welterweight title challenger Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Given these circumstances, it might be more fitting to arrange Thompson versus Usman and have Gary face off against fellow undefeated contender Shavkat Rakhmonov. Rakhmonov, ranked 6th, had plans to fight Kelvin Gastelum, but an injury led to the cancellation of that bout. Gary could step in as a suitable replacement, creating an appealing matchup. Placing this contest on a pay-per-view main card would likely draw significant attention, with the victor emerging as a popular candidate for the next title shot. Number 1, Marlon Vera versus Henry Cejudo. Marlon Cheeto Vera could potentially be the first to challenge Sean O'Malley, given he's the sole fighter to have defeated the current champion. However, the more deserving title contender is Merab Dvalishvili, making Vera seek a different opponent after his victory over Pedro Munoz at UFC 292. Suggesting a suitable opponent, former 2-division champion Henry Cejudo emerges as a strong candidate. Although he returned from retirement and gave a tough fight to challenge Sterling for the bantamweight title, he ultimately lost. Months later, Cejudo was slated to face Vera at UFC 292, but due to an injury, Vera turned his attention to Munoz. Considering Vera's win over Munoz, a matchup with Cejudo remains logical. Cejudo's competitive loss to Sterling reaffirms his elite fighter status, and his prominence in the sport makes him an ideal choice for Vera. This clash could determine a contender for the O'Malley vs. Dvalishvili victor. Make sure you check out these other videos shown on your screen right now. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.